Hey everybody, welcome to another special edition of the show. Welcome back to my 30 seconds. My name is Joshua. You heard that? Remember that? Remember that from the past show that we had? Yeah. And this is a space for shapeshifters. And it's Youth Day today, and I'm not alone today. I have a special guest today for family. Be nice. You better take out all those nice fancy glasses that they take out when we have visitors. And a friend of the show, none other than our finance minister. That's right. We have Cliffy Mathikhi from Wealth Associates, and he'll be handling finances for us on Fridays, Well, I read an interesting quote the other day, and they said that the fight that we have today, June 16 is about a liberation for education and against the Bantu education for particularly black children in schools. And they said something interesting, that the fight that we have today as young people is a fight for economic liberation. And Cliffy, welcome to the show. How are you, man?
Hey, MJ.
How are you, man? How you doing, man?
Now I'm holding up okay. Just a little bit cold. Now we're deep in the winter.
Yeah.
I'm holding on okay, man. And just trying to survive the environment.
I hear you. So here's a real quick thing. 1976. I saw your WhatsApp statuses yesterday. You were at work and you were wearing school uniform.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. What do you think of 1976? What is it that you really like about the youth of 1976 that you feel that perhaps the youth of today could slightly incorporate that in our organizational culture, the way we do things? What is it?
Yeah, 100%. Firstly, I'd like to send out greetings to all your listeners. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm glad to share my thoughts in terms of Youth Day and just the financial sector.
Yeah.
Specifically for 1976, the one thing that I can say that we can look back at is the courage that those students shown. One thing that we really need in our youth nowadays is the courage to be able to stand up for what you think is right for you. Back then they were against the whole system of Bantu education and how it was being rendered. And they were able to have that courage to stand up and say, you know what, we're not going to have this, and we are going to stand against the future generations like me and you can have much better platforms where we can discuss more complex things and have discussions that are more meaningful to our future. So I really commend them on that courage, and I thought by wearing my uniform, maybe I can feel like a 1976 learner myself and just remind myself that I too was once a student, and if you're still a student out there, just know that there are people who have sacrificed for you to be where you are.
That is absolutely beautiful. That is really absolutely beautiful. But I just want us to go through how we can incorporate that in our markets. It's a tough time. There's that guy that came out, I think when COVID, the other guy was like, tough times never last. But, well, they pretty much look at the lasting in South Africa. What are the markets saying? What is happening in the markets? What happened in the markets this week?
Yes. The markets are very crazy. And since COVID, really, it has been a roller coaster ride in terms of cost of living and just activities on the market, But firstly, I'd just like to let your viewers know, I am with Wealth Associates. We are our wealth managers.
Yeah.
And our day-to-day involves just managing clients' investments and just looking at different trends that are going on, making sure that our clients are comfortable and are aware of the environment they're in right now. And one of the most highlighted things that happened this week, we were looking forward to the Fed's interest rate decision. So right now the topic around everybody's mouth is the interest rate hike.
Yes.
The JSE just put this up by another 50 basis points. And we were now looking forward to hear what the US Fed will do, because usually when they act, we act. So luckily they didn't raise any of the rates right now. They still kept a pause on it for now. And the Rand performed very well to that news. We are now below the 19 Rand mark, which is a very good indication that at least investors are gaining some of that confidence back. But the scary thing, again, that scared investors was the Fed saying that this is not the end of the rate cycle. So that means that going into the future, interest rates will increase again. And bringing it to the South African context, we must expect that they will increase these interest rates. And I mean, for you, your listeners, some of them would be thinking, what do these interest rates have to do with me?
Yeah.
These interest rates affect our standard of living, in the sense that when the interest rates go high, it's hard for you to get money into your hands. Our money supply is really minimal, because you go to the bank, you want to get some, most you these days are entrepreneurs looking to start business, and now you want to go to the bank and then borrow some money, but you find that the bank is going to charge you a very high interest rate because of the environment that it is now. So it kind of it's unaccommodative, and it kind of makes it hard for business. And if we add on load shedding and all these other things in there, it becomes very tricky.
Ooh.
But I mean, for young people, we have a long journey to go, and there are other tools that we can use.
Oh, I hear that. So just to break it down to layman terms, what is it that you would say in comparison to 1976 and 2023? What would the effect of the interest rate mean in terms of what you could be able to afford, like 1 rand in 1976 and 1 rand today, and borrowing 1 million rands in 1976 and also borrowing 1 million rands today with the interest rate hikes like that today?
100%. So you make a very good correlation between two separate things: the time value of money and how the interest rates affect that. So we know about inflation, and inflation is definitely a thing that exists. So definitely the 100 rand that we had in 1976 now would be probably around the 10 rand mark, just based on inflation. So what the interest rate essentially has to do is it manages the inflation rate. The more they increase the interest rates, the inflation rate is at least manageable. So that what you want is, you don't want your 100 rand in 1976 to be worth just 1 rand now. At least if it's worth 10 rand, then you know that over the years this inflation has been manageable and it's been gradual. As compared to, if you check other countries that have hyperinflation.
Yeah.
And that I had nothing, and that was the same as 1 rand this year. That's hyperinflation, and we don't want that. So they use those interest rates. To at least maintain our inflation and let it grow gradually. And just talking about 1976 and as youth, how we differ from then is this knowledge that we are talking about now. Back then, this knowledge was not something we thought about. Back then, the struggle was different. They had a very different word called a luta continua. And now we are that generation who is now looking towards using the knowledge that we are able to gain. Then they fought for us to be able to gain knowledge. Now we are able to gain that knowledge. And through that knowledge, we must then understand these environments, understand investing, understand saving money, understand generational wealth, understand all of these little things that can help us get forward.
Oh, that is
luckily there's some who 100%.
That is really beautiful, man. And we don't want to get into a lot of things. I mean, it's a weekend. I don't want to take you out of your busy schedule. I heard you were telling me you're going to play soccer. But if there's interestingly something that we can leave behind for today's segment, and I'd like to pose a question to you. What is it that, looking at the markets currently, I mean, in this year, in this time and age, what is it that you'd, in essence, advise young people to do? I mean, there are a lot of young professionals that could listen to this or that could be interested in knowing that, they'll be like, Cliffy, you know what, Cliffy, we have money, but we just don't know what to use it for. And then we're just going to go to Conca on the weekend and then want to spend it. But we just want to spend it elsewhere, but we don't know where.
100%. There's this one tool that when I learned about it, I thought it's very revolutionary because it gets me into
Cliffy is breaking.
And understanding investments and savings as well.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, MJ?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just you were breaking a bit, but I can hear you clearly now.
Oh, sorry about that. Probably the load sheddings are happening somewhere in the country. Yes. As long as you can hear me now, right?
Yes. Cliffy, you're breaking.
That can help them throughout this. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah, you can continue, Cliff.
Okay, sorry about that, listeners. So the one thing that I can leave the listeners with, just a tool that when I found it to be a very useful tool, is explore that app called the Easy Equity. Go download it, go explore it. throughout these chats that we're having every Friday, when we have these chats on a Friday on the podcast, 30 seconds, we'll be able to break down what happens on that app. We'll break down what to look out for. We'll break down
I love
how
that.
to pick stocks. But
I
for
love
now,
that.
what I'll leave the viewers with is for you to have tools, go download that Easy Equities tool. And then going further with this series of podcasts, we'll break it down for you, and you'll further now understand it better and understand that investing world much better in our quest, obviously, to have that financial literacy.
Beautiful, Cliffy. You know, I always like ending the show with this wonderful quote from an old story, and I think you'd relate so much. I mean, you're slightly older. You know, it goes like sense through the hourglass. And so it's the time that yeah, but I always say at the end, not the days of our lives, but like sense through the hourglass. So is the time that we have to spend together. Yeah. Oh, that is it. We have it with Cliffy today. Thank you so much for your time, Cliffy, and we'll see each other next week, Cliff.
100%.
Cheers.
For the opportunity.
Cheers.
I'm happy to be here, and see you next week, brother.
Cheers, brother, man.